the hometown Warriors. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And guys, taking a look at Harrison Barnes, what will we see from him?
Well, at any time of the game, Kevin, he's a player they can depend on. Always has his head on straight, understands clock and score. Really got a good head for the game.
And something else that comes to mind with him is how many guys he's given the poster treatment to. I mean, flying high to power one down while the defender stands there looking for mercy.
Well, it was the Golden State Warriors in their last game, a loss to the Charlotte Bobcats. And that's one they'd like to have back. A little more focus would have been enough. Just a 4-point loss.
But, you know, they don't have anything to be ashamed about from that game. It was a good effort from them all around. They just needed another break or two that just didn't happen.
Yeah, you know, both teams can't win. You know, it comes down to a play or two either way. I thought both deserved to win, but only one could. Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Now here's Curry, averaging 23 points per contest. Thompson with the bucket.
Steph Curry is virtually impossible to defend. I mean, he can hit from anywhere on the floor. In the gym range, personified with Curry. Mid-range jumpers are like layups to him. And inside, he's got the floater finger roll and the runner. You always expect his shots to go in. It's like watching a game of horse at full speed when the highest stakes are on the line.
And the Rockets making a change here. Brooks checked in. And Steve, shooting no doubt Curry's forte. He narrowly missed the All-Star game last season. I mean, I can't believe he didn't get elected, and he seemed to be the one glaring miss. When you watch his game, where can he improve?
I think offensively, he's got the whole package. I think it's at the other end of the floor where he can probably improve. He needs to compete a little bit more defensively, but that's tough to do when you're handling so much of the offensive load for your team. But he's got to find a little more balance, I think, between his offense and his defense.
Brooks, guarded by Curry. Here's Howard, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Howard's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Pretty impressive. 5 straight makes to start this game.
Now let's send it over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Kevin McHale.
Thank you, Kevin. Yes, I spoke to him about the game plan coming into this matchup and addressed the quality shot blocking they'll have to overcome. He said, listen, that can be a factor, psychologically as well as physically. The key for us is just to play unselfishly. Draw the help, kick to the open man. If we execute our offense, we'll be fine. Guys?
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, and they know how tough a task it's going to be to take on this defense. They've got to focus on that aspect right away.
Well, that's the priority in the scouting report. You face a team this good defensively, you're thinking about how we need to attack it. And then it's a matter of executing once you get out there. Well, it certainly had the makings of a great story. Harden versus his old team, the Rockets coming back with a big Game 5 win. If they could get Game 6, they'd be able to force that final 7th game and maybe pull off the upset, but it wasn't meant to be.
And here's Harden for 3. Warriors trail by 3. Thompson with it, guarded now by Aaron Brooks. There's Curry, and the Warriors tack on 2 more. Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people have them picked to get steamrolled. But Steve, they put up a solid fight and really turned some heads with how they played.
Well, the easy answer was because of the Westbrook injury. That's how Houston was able to really take Oklahoma City deep into that series. But I think there's more to it than that. The Rockets have tremendous offensive firepower. I think they're gaining momentum as a franchise. And heading into this year, I think they're one of the scariest teams in the conference.
Now, here is Garcia after the miss from Stephen Curry. Here's Harden, and the shot is good. Harden's got 10 points in the game.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school, just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Now, here's Curry. 6 points for him. Just 5 on the clock. Feeds to Barnes. That one off the back iron and out.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season at the Controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. We'll take a look at the Warriors. And, of course, the Warriors. They're tied right now. Thompson for the triple. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Thompson's got 6 points.
And what I like about him, he needs very little time to get his shot off. If he has just a bit of room, that's all it takes. In a catch-and-shoot situation, he's going to let it fly.
And, Steve, just like you, when you shot, you had a favorite spot on the floor when you played. His favorite spot seems to be that 3 from the corner.
Yep.
Boy, guys, it was a tremendous all-star season for James Harden a year ago, and LeBron James declared Harden a superstar. No small praise from probably the best player in the world right now. And I think people are coming around to accepting that Harden really is a superstar player.
Now Brooks after the missed 3 from Klay Thompson. And Steph Curry with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's 2 fouls for him very early in this ball game. He'll probably have to spend some time on the bench before halftime.
Now, here is Harden. He had 27 points last game. The pass to Asha. Lee with the steal.
And that passing lane wasn't open for long. He closed it down in a heartbeat to get that steal.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist number. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
And for Harden, signing a 5-year, $80 million extension with the Rockets last season, the Thunder felt they just couldn't afford to pay him that much with the luxury tax penalties looming ahead.
Well, they already had max players in Westbrook and Durant, so they didn't feel going forward that they could have 3 max guys. So Harden moves on to Houston. Turned out to be an excellent move for the Rockets, who played awfully well last year.
The Rockets with another miss.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy game. So important to hydrate yourself and keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big minutes down the stretch.
You take a risk with those long passes. They're lucky the D couldn't collect it.
From downtown, it's the end of the first with a tie game here, and already. And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter.
Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota with plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Rockets, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. And it's Caspi in at the 3 slot. There's Curry. Gets a very good look and converts. Curry's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Warriors. And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. You know, Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And you know, with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliate so close by.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Harden dishes to Casper. Lets it go from the wing. Misses off the left iron.
Yeah, that's a low percentage shot right there.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, he's got to be thinking out there a little better. Make the pass in that situation. Don't force a bad shot.
And the basket by Curry.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1. Well, you know, Andrew Bogut essentially missed the first half of last season as he continued rehab from his ankle injury from early 2012. The team did a pretty good job of holding down the fort in his absence. Got off to a hot start, but no question about it. He gives this team a whole different dimension inside when he's healthy.
Aaron Brooks is checked in for Houston.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah.
Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin, and I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, it's no secret that the Bay Area loves its basketball. It was made abundantly clear during last year's playoff run, says Steph Curry, saying, quote, "We made it to the conference semifinals and they gave me a key to the city." The key to the city for the semis. If we'd won a title, they'd have put a statue of Coach Jackson on top of the bridge. That statue might not be too far off the way they are collecting talent, Kev.
You can tell they've made a big impression. Thanks, Doris. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. Going back to Bogut, the Warriors took a little heat early on with that trade. You know, they sent their high-scoring guard, Monte Ellis, for Bogut to Milwaukee, and they had to wait a long while for the big man because he came injured to Golden State.
Well, that was the main reason people were upset. They traded their leading scorer for a guy who couldn't even play because he was on the sidelines. But once he was healthy, the trade made perfect sense. Golden State had plenty of firepower in the backcourt. They needed the size and defense that Bogut brought them.
Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Shoots from 12. And he overshot that one, missing.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Terrence Jones. Curry outside. No luck. And it's Houston the other way. Last time they met in Houston.
Well, they won last time, and it wasn't even close, largely because they caused so much foul trouble that they were playing against a makeshift lineup for a lot of the game.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
Stolen by Brooks. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Brooks has got the ball. Harden with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Here's Hasek. Nice D from Bogut. Going back to what Steve was talking about, once the fouls started piling up, Clark, on the other side, things really got out of hand.
Yeah, really got ugly, got messy, and it did so in a hurry. And at that point, you just knew they didn't have the weapons to get back into it.
Here is Harden. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. He dishes it to Brooks. It's hauled in by Bogut.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
And with a quick chance here, let's take a look now at some of the numbers for James Harden. 5th in scoring. And, you know, when he gets to the free throw line, he makes the most of it. He's ranked in the top 20 in free throw percentage.
And, you know, going back to his spot near the very top of the scoring list, I mean, he's come up with so many different ways to beat you at the offensive end of the floor. He's almost unguardable.
Now, here is Harden after the miss from Klay Thompson. Harden the pass to Caspi. Brooks can't get that one to fall.
Tell you what, it was a big move for Aaron Brooks last year because he was let go from the Kings near the end of February, but was able to work things out and make a return.
And it's Garcia in for Caspi. Well, defense is a big part of these players' games as the top shot blockers among small forwards this season. Now you look at Garcia, an intimidating defender, 3rd in the league.
And that's a group of perhaps the most well-rounded defenders in the league. Solid on the perimeter with the ability to block shots on the inside.
And that's the ideal makeup of a wing defender. The perimeter defense is really a requirement. I mean, you got to be able to do that, but you can also block shots like these guys can, you become even more valuable. Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy, just really working hard on the board.
Here is Harden, following the basket by Stephen Curry. Lee with the steal. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Barnes. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got his 8th assist in the game.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
Yeah, reliable weapon, and that's a sign that the offense is working. They're really moving the ball well and finding good opportunities.
Harden pitched to Monty Eunice. Garcia. The Rockets with another miss. Here's Nedovic. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half ends. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
How about Steph Curry in this one? He's got 17 points, and his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
Well, and he's got this team in such a good groove right now. The way he's moving the ball and passing, getting everybody involved, they're in a great flow.
Curry and Thompson, the splash players in the backcourt. It's Lee and Bogut inside, and it's Barnes in at the three, the small forward. That's the Warriors' 5. Good on the second free throw.
You know, it's funny. You look at the Golden State Warriors, they've had the third best home court advantage in the league over the last decade or so. Only the Rocky Mountain teams, Denver and Utah, were better. At Oracle, it's not the altitude, it's the crowd. One of the best in all of the NBA.
And Clark, as you were saying about the Warriors, they really feed off this home crowd. Steve, you said maybe the best in the NBA.
I think so, just in terms of the support they get, regardless of their success. You think back over the last 16, 17 years, the Warriors have only been in the playoffs twice, and yet the fans are there every single night going nuts. So, and now that they're a good team, I think this fan base is really going to come alive.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, for Andre Iguodala, now the third team in his NBA career. In Philly, he felt over-criticized for not being the go-to scorer. In Denver, the lack of outside shooting crowded the court. But he could never hope for a better fit than he's found with the Warriors. A team with great shooting, Iguodala can focus on defense and playmaking, saying, quote, "I'd rather get a triple-double than score 40. And guys, get this. Only 12 players in NBA history have achieved his career averages in points, rebounds, assists, and steals through age 29. He's a terrific all-around player.
Yeah, Iguodala, truly a player whose scoring average doesn't do justice to his overall impact on the game. Harden can't hit.
You know, the way he played last season and the strides he made in terms of defensive presence and the fact he's a consistent threat, we can start calling David Lee an elite power forward, in my opinion. The numbers are certainly there.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two. And for David Lee last season, the second All-Star appearance in his career, one with the New York Knicks, and last year as a Warrior. The first All-Star appearance for a Golden State Warrior, Steve, and hard to believe, in 16 years.
That's a long time, but it's been a pretty big dry spell for that franchise. But you know, you talk about Lee, he led the league last year in double-doubles, had 56 of them during the season. So, you know, is he elite? I don't know if he's elite, but he's a borderline all-star, made it last year. But one of the top, let's say, 5-6 power forwards in the game.
Yeah, that's high praise. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Curry dishes to Thompson.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. Kicks it out to Harden. Back to Brooks. Houston moving the ball around. Harden to tie. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. Outside Curry. Passes it to Lee. Back to Curry. In low to Lee. The Rockets pull it in. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And their energy level at the defensive.
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Beautiful. Wow. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, startling that he'd even try.
That's why they got the 8th seed.
Jermaine O'Neal's checked in for Andrew Bogut. The Rockets have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Outside, Garcia. Back to Harden. Curry meets him. And stolen by Barnes. here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it. And Thompson throws it down.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Garcia's shot is good. You remember the Rockets last year when they were playing a lot of teams in the West near the end of the regular season. That was when they slipped, Steve, out of the 6th seed range down to number 8.
Well, of course, the West was really strong last year, Kevin, so it makes sense that you're going to struggle a little bit against all those good teams. But, Houston ended up being the only team in the West to make the playoffs with a sub-500 record against the rest of the conference.
Drains it from beyond the arc. Garcia's got 8 points.
The thing you notice right off the bat from the statistics, just his three-point percentage. I mean, it's a terrific number, and it's a combination of things. Good shot selection, mechanics are solid, and his movement on the perimeter is outstanding.
And you know what, Steve? We also have to talk about his shooting. I mean, the fact that he copes with tight D better than anyone is something to make note of. His percentage stays the same, and if he's wide open, he's automatic.
5 on the clock. Houston needs to get a shot. Some solid defense from Thompson.
Tell you what, it had to be one of the best shooting performances of last season and perhaps even the last 10 years or so when Steph Curry dropped 54 on the Knicks and made 11 threes on that night, and everything was dropping.
Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. And let's go down to a list of players you can't leave.
3rd in assists, 7th in scoring. And how about his accuracy from the foul line, guys? He is in the top 10 in free throw percentage.
And Steve, let's mention his top 3 assist ranking again. I mean, he is so motivated to get his teammates the ball in the best spot possible. I think that's what he gets the most joy out of. That's what drives him, setting up other people.
And Clark mentioned the 54-point game for Curry. Sometimes performances like that can elevate a player's confidence to a new level. Steve, wouldn't you say that? I mean, it had to be incredibly empowering.
Especially when you do it in that building,
yes.
The mecca of basketball. And I think we saw what it did for Curry's confidence down the stretch and into the playoffs, where he really elevated his game to another level.
Well, now they're just going to town on him.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas. Well, his scoring this quarter has been off the charts, and the complexion of the game as a result may change.
He feeds it to Barnes. Back to Curry. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Curry's got 23.
What a finish with that hoop.
Got it off in time, and that's not going to go. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th.
Can we go back? This is the moment.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Warriors.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
4th quarter on the court for the Rockets. They've got Caspi, Terrence Jones out there with Omer Usher. Then it's Harden, and it's Garcia in at the 1 spot. Here's Harden on the wing. And stolen by Barnes. Curry with it. Back to Thompson. From deep. It's rebounded by Caspi.
Nobody near him. He'll normally make that one.
It's Harden with the drive. Garcia passes to Usher. And that one's good.
Boy, the deeper we get into this game, the more offense we're seeing.
And that goes for both teams, Steve. Everybody firing on all cylinders right now.
Thompson from long range. It's rebounded by Houston. Garcia's got 4 rebounds in this game.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
It's Harden with the drive. Jones with it. He's picked up by Lee. 6 to shoot. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. It's on David Lee.
Guys, it didn't take long for Harden to show that he could carry a team. The first game of last season, he made a statement in his first game as a Rocket, putting up a monster stat line.
And Harden and Clark, you just talked about this, wasting no time last season announcing his arrival as a franchise player. Opening night, 37 points. 45 points in the second game of the season. Steve, what a start he had in Houston.
And how about the stretch, Kevin, in the middle of the year where he scored 25 or more points in 14 straight games. That was an all-time Rockets record. So Harden getting his opportunity to be a star. He's making the most of it.
Off his foot, and the official saying it was kicked. Houston making a switch here. Brooks checked in. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Harden draws the double. Brooks kicks to Harden. 6 on the shot clock. Backing down is Howard. It's stolen by Curry. Thompson left side. Golden State moving the ball around. Curry can't get it to go.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
Brooks gets the screen from Howard. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play, even with a defender draped all over him. He's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
Steve, you know, his ability to come in and rattle off 10, 20 points in no time flat, that's a gift and a real asset for any team. Some guys need a while to get going, not him.
Stolen by Harden. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
They're obviously starting to lose some of their focus here, committing more and more turnovers as the game goes along. Not a good sign.
Brooks against Curry. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Brooks dishes to Garcia. Pass to Howard. And it's sent back by Barnes. And they'll keep possession. Jones, no luck.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Curry kicks to Bogut. Rebound Brooks. Rockets trail by 4. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist from Garcia. Change here. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mark Jackson was going over with his team. The game's still in question, but he told his players, guys, this is when it's fun, right? Time is winding down, a close game. This is where you show the preparation and the time you put in. Kevin, we'll see if they respond.
Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
Yeah, and nobody giving up any ground either way, fellas.
And don't be surprised if this comes down to the final possession. It just kind of has that feel tonight. This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Harden can't hit.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And you love the concentration. Gets hit, but stays with the play.
Yeah, he showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall. Those and ones can be really critical moments in a tight game like this one.
Garcia, headed by Green. Howard kicks to Brooks. Here's Harden on the wing. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got assist number 10 tonight with that last one.
They are killing him with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
Curry gets the bucket.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
The drive by Brooks. Harden outside. The three-pointer, no good. Golden State's Drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here.
Changes here for the Warriors. Bogut comes in for David Lee, and it's Harrison Barnes in for Klay Thompson. It's Harden with the drive. Buries it. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
Knocked away. Green kicks to Curry. Pass to O'Neal. Outside for Curry. Shot clock at 6. Count it.
Huge points.
That's beyond huge, Steve. I mean, they needed that bucket. Desperate.
In low to Howard. Money.
There's not a lot you can do when Howard is on like he is now.
Timeout called the Warriors. They lead by 1. There's 31 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Some changes for Golden State. David Lee's checked in for O'Neal. And it's Klay Thompson in for Draymond Green.
Boy, that was a massive sequence of events there. Absolutely clutch defense to trigger the break.
And we've seen games decided on plays caught just like that.
Effort and hustle plays often are big plays for a team.
Yeah, what a time to blow up a play and then turn it into a slam at the other end.
Kevin, that was so clutch. Now they really need a defensive stand.
We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Harden the pass to Brooks. Can't knock in the 3. And Asha kicks to Harden. Brooks for 3. Misses the tray. So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling up the W. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not.
We're up all night to get lucky. 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 The present has no ribbon.